My bad, it cut out. You got to understand, if you are doing your research with, which I noticed that a lot of NFL, CFL prospects don't do their research. You guys are pretty lazy when it comes to anything outside of football. So you need to make sure that if you're serious about this, you're going to do the research outside of the field. You're going to study outside of the field. You're going to figure out what you need to do to get to that next level. And what I mean by research is, where is the draft class? Who are the guys that NFL, CFL teams are looking at? You need to be keeping up with your draft class, because when those guys go train somewhere, that's where all the eyes are going to be. So if you want to find agents that are looking for big fish, you are going to go to a facility that you think has those big fish, you know, those top draft prospects, and then you're going to work your butt off to make yourself look even better than the guys that are getting drafted. Let me say that again. You're going to work harder than anybody else in that facility so that you can get recognized by that agent. It sounds simple, but it's sad. And the reason it's sad, because a lot of these guys pay money, a lot of these guys want their dream, and then they go in that facility with these big dogs, with these guys that are going to get drafted, and they don't even put in the work that it takes to get to that next level. And then they're out here asking, how do I get there? How do I find an agent that's going to get me there? The agent isn't going to do it for you. It starts with you. Sorry. I just had a hard time because I put everything I had into it. I did get an agent, and then I also had to talk to guys. I had to talk to guys that would ask me exactly the same questions, and I can't tell you how to enjoy the grind. I can't tell you how to put in the work. I can't tell you how to sell yourself. Only you can do that, and that's half the battle. When you're opening doors for yourself, then people are gonna walk through that door. Then people are gonna look for you. So anyways, you gotta put in the work. You gotta enjoy the grind. You gotta give your 110% in every step of the way, whether that be in the facility, out of the facility, when people are watching, when people aren't watching. Once I did that, then I started getting recognized by potential agents. Whether that be online, whether that be in the facility, or whether that be from somebody saying my name to somebody else. There's a lot of networking, there's a lot of promotion, there's a lot of talking. And if you're worth it, people are gonna be talking about you. And if you're not, you're just gonna be asking why they're not. So don't be that guy. So anyways, after being in my facility, the first person that actually contacted me, I think, I'm not sure, but from what I remember, was online. And it was actually based off my highlight tape. He saw my highlight tape. He actually didn't even, he wasn't located in Colorado. He was located in somewhere in Florida. And I was excited because this guy sent me a message. He was like, hey, let's connect. I love your film. I'd love to represent you. Here's my website. Here's all this stuff, right? And I was excited because I put so much effort into making my highlight tapes. I don't know if you guys looked at any of my highlight tapes. They did pretty dang good. That's the reason I got my shot, to be honest, in the CFL. It's because the teams saw my tapes. But anyways, not just the team saw my tapes, possible representation, possible agents, people that are looking for the next small school dude, they are looking out there too. Because not everybody is going to be able to get that big fish and reel them in. Some people are going to look for the smaller guys. But anyways, with that guy, what was very confusing to me about that agent out of state was that I looked at his website. I looked at the athletes he represented. I looked at what he was trying to do with his business, and he was almost welcoming more than enough talent into his agency. I don't think he was the sole agent within his firm. I think there were multiple people working, and he was just the face. And what you got to understand about that is that there's going to be I can't remember the specific word, but anyways, there's going to be groups of firms or businesses or agent, together groups that are all going to work together to help put out an athlete. And then there's going to be individual agents that put out one athlete. So it's almost like getting represented by a one-to-one relationship. Like, I know this guy and he's the one doing all the work. And then it's another thing about I'm one of many within a firm, and all the firm is doing is they're all working together to push out as many athletes as they can. So one shows that you're a little bit of more focus, a little feeling of more value, and then one is like you're kind of a number within a pool of other guys that they're trying to push out. And what I did not like about that first guy that hit me up online was that every other week I would see on his website, we just signed this small school guy. We just signed this small school guy. We just signed this small school. And it's not the fact that he was signing a bunch of small school guys. That obviously shows that he's trying to help people in my position. But what I didn't like was that you can look up the athletes that they're signing. And if the athletes don't look good, why would you want to sign with them? So I looked at the dudes he was signing and I was like, huh? Why would I want to, have you represent me when I don't even like who you're representing? So that's one thing that you guys need to really think about is, do you even want to be represented with an agent? Because sometimes some of these agents look more about quantity versus quality. So he was really trying to rack up a pool of guys, and then he was just going to push them all out there and see which one was going to get the contract. And then once somebody got a contract, he was going to focus with that person. So I didn't like that. I told him I'm not interested. He still tried to keep up with me. That's what they're going to do. They're going to leech on once they're interested. And you got to know how to say no. You got to know how to say yes. And you got to know how to ask questions. A lot of these guys, they just signed because they got somebody that was interested. You are a walking billboard. You are a business. And you should know what you deserve. And you should know what you're not interested in. So that was that guy. The next guy was a young guy, right? He was a young guy. He had left a firm. He didn't think that they were treating him right, because you got to understand the whole NFL agent thing. Like, the market is really messy. It's kind of political. It's kind of dirty. It's kind of people sliding things under mattresses. It's kind of people sliding things under the rug. Like, hey, if you come over here, we'll take care of something over there. And that's another thing. You don't want to just sign because somebody can do that for you. You want to sign because you believe that they have the best interest for you. So that guy came to me because he heard about some facilities. He was looking for some new talent. And you got to understand, different ones are going to come at you in different angles. This guy tried to sell himself more than sell me. Now, what I mean by that is he came at me like, yo, this is what I can do. This is what we do. This is what I'm gonna do. Look at my website, dude. Look at my cars, dude. Look at how much money I'm making. Look at where I graduated from. Look at how cool I am. Look at how, and this is how he came out. He was just like, I'm that dude. I can do it all. And I was like, okay, I get it. He's confident. He's young. He can sell himself, but right now he's not selling me. He's making me think that all he cares about is me trying to ask for him to be my agent. And that's what it felt like. It was like, he wasn't after me. He was trying to make me run after him. So that's another thing. You got to start and you're gonna learn. And the crazy thing, the reason I'm making this video is because you only get to do it once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times if you fired your agent. But majority of guys, if they get an agent, it's just gonna be one time. You're gonna work with that guy. Either he's gonna get you in, either he's not. Either you're gonna do it by yourself, or either you guys just aren't gonna work out. But anyways, this guy, he took down all my stats. He was like, all right, compared to last year's NFL linebackers, what was your 40? And then I told him, and he was like, well, a 4.6 4.65 or a 4.63 is only gonna put you in this percentile. What do you think your bench will be? Well, based on getting 21, 22 reps, this is where you'll be. What was your broad jump? And I get it. He wanted to see if I was worthy of being able to compete at the NFL level, right? But if you want me to sign with you, why are you gonna treat me like I'm some spreadsheet? I am talking to you face to face and you're gonna pull out a pen and paper and circle, numbers? That should tell you guys enough. If an agent is treating you like a number, why would you wanna sign with him? Obviously he's telling you, I only care about that contract. I only care about that percent that I'm gonna get signed off of it. And I really only care about the money. So, cut that dude out, right? And then I kept training, and my coaches, different athletes also, what you gotta understand is when you go to these facilities, a lot of these athletes already have an agent. So you're almost putting yourself in a position to get looked at already, even if you don't have one, because the agents are gonna be looking for athletes. There's gonna be athletes with agents, and then there's gonna be athletes that know agents. So it starts creating a network for you. So you gotta put yourself in a position to find this network, right? So anyways, the next guys that came up, he had been looking at me. And what was interesting about these guys was that they didn't initially come up and talk to me. They kind of came to different training practices or whatever that we'd have, and they just kind of watch. And then they might say hi, they might introduce themselves to you, and then they might just walk away. And it kind of felt kind of disconnecting, right? Because you're like, okay, these guys are talking to me, but they're not talking to me. They're just looking at me. They're not saying much. They're just observing. And later on, when we got to more business and talked about it,
Keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding. Gotta keep grinding.